Hey Eric, it's Matt Barrows.
What up?
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. I was wondering about your first impressions of Javon Kinlaw, and also who in the defensive line room is sort of taking him under his wing as he's learning the NFL, learning the 49ers.
Big, strong, obviously, athletic guy. In terms of who's taking him under his wing, I think me playing inside. More of the D tackles are the guys who play his position are. He's able to learn from everybody, but it's definitely going to be on the more experienced D tackles to get him up to speed.
Eric, it's Matt Mayoko. Just wondering, with DeForest moving on and Javon coming in, do you anticipate any changes to how you're being used this coming season? Will you still be a base defensive end and a nickel inside pass rusher?
Yeah, that's the plan that I know of. So I don't think that will change too much. So that's the plan going into the season.
Hey, Eric, it's Josh Dubow from AP. You guys obviously did a lot of real good things on defense last year. Are there areas as a unit where you guys are looking to get better this year?
Definitely get better. One thing, we talked about, we were tops in a lot of categories except run defense. We were middle of the pack, so definitely looking to get better in that aspect.
Eric, this is Chris Biederman from the Sacramento Bee. I'm curious if you've been paying attention to the news surrounding the NCAA and whether or not there's going to be a college football season, and if you had thoughts or ideas as to the players trying to come together and maybe form some sort of union to sort of best represent themselves.
Yeah, it's a tough situation. Obviously, they're not professionals, so it's technically not a business, even though it is big business. And there's no union or anything like that because it's technically not professional sports. So it'll be interesting. I've been hearing the news and what's going on a little bit, if they're going to have a season or not. But I think collectively they come together and make the best decision for themselves as players. Would be a good idea.
Nick Wagner from ESPN. We talked to Nick Bosa a little bit last week, and he was kind of talking about the various different things he felt like he could do to be better in 2020. What are some of the ways that, from your viewpoint, that you think Nick could be better, and what do you think his ceiling is going into year two?
Oh no, I don't like to put ceilings on anybody. I think think very highly of Nick and think he can do anything he wants to. Out there, he's extremely talented, and he works extremely hard. So the sky's the limit for him. I know he'll be more comfortable going into year two than year one with everything, moving at a fast pace. So I'm excited to see what he does.
Hey, Eric, it's Tracy Sandler. Kind of piggybacking a little bit on Nick's question. What are some ways that you think you can be better, and what are some goals that you have for this year?
Yeah, I can be better in a lot of ways. I do a lot of self-scouting. Definitely want to work on my getting off the ball better. Rushing better at defensive end, and combining that, we continue to rush well from the inside as well. So I'm just becoming a better all-around player, building off of the things I did last year, and taking it to another level.
Hey Eric, it's Matt again. I believe that you spent a year at Oregon with Deion Jordan. What are your recollections of him with the Ducks, and what are your thoughts on him joining the defensive line crew?
Man, it's great. Deion was a guy I looked up to and have for a long time, especially, in college, being a freshman. He was a senior, big man on campus. And I always appreciated him for sticking up for me and not being one of those, seniors who talk down to freshmen and try to haze freshmen. So Dion was always my big homie, and I loved playing with him in college and being able to learn from him. And he played at a high level and, set a standard for us in college and something to, achieve and dream of achieving one day, which was, playing well at Oregon and then, being a top draft pick. So he kind of paved the way for me and Defo, and we knew someone that did it at a high level. So it was amazing to, follow those next couple of years and, try to do the same thing he did.
Hey, sorry. Hey, all your teammates have talked about, sometimes without even being asked, just about the motivation of losing the Super Bowl and obviously the desire to get back. Are those conversations you guys are having, or the conversations also prompted by the coaches, or is that kind of an open discussion, or not so much?
I wouldn't consider it an open discussion. I think we all have that in our, that experience going through that. We all have that, ingrained in our brain, and it's all motivating us and pushing us to get back there. I think we had such an amazing year last year, and we want to continue to get better and move forward. So I know we're all excited to get back to work and try to get back to a Super Bowl and win this time.
Hey, Eric, Jennifer Lee Chan. You've become much more outspoken, I think, on social media than you have been in the past regarding social issues. Was there anything in particular that kind of changed and that made you hit that turning point?
Not necessarily a turning point. I think as you grow as an adult and as a person, you learn more information. You learn how to better, use your platform and what's your responsibilities. And I think we all mature and grow. And, I'm in a place right now where I try to use my platform to educate people on issues I feel are important and provide, common, everyday, relatable examples to people who follow me and, care about what I say. And so I take that as a responsibility of mine, and I'm going to continue to do that. I think, any platform, big or small, we all have a opportunity to impact the people around us, whether you're reaching 2 people or, hundreds of thousands. So that's a responsibility of mine that I'm going to continue to do.
Hey, Eric, Lena Washington, ABC 10 in Sacramento. Just to kind of piggyback off that, I'm curious if there were any kind of changes in your perspective going into the season with everything just kind of leading into this with the social unrest and the pandemic. It seems like you have your mind in a lot of other places outside of football. Is that safe to say going into this year?
Yeah, my mindset, of course, early on we didn't know if we were going to have a season, and, we're here now. And, this season, playing and all eyes, of course, are going to be on the NFL. And I think it's a prime opportunity for people to continue to use their voices for change and continue to preach positive messages. So that's what I'm excited to do this season.
Eric, what has been the biggest adjustment that you've had to make in this new time as you report to training camp and now you're a couple weeks in?
Biggest adjustment is, just it's untraditional. We're all going through it together. You have to, it's a lot of unknown. So you're trying to prepare when you don't know all the variables you're going into. So, it's what we get paid to do is be professionals and make adjustments on the fly. So, it's definitely different and weird, but, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying being back with my teammates and, playing the game that I love.